are searching for separation between their struggles or their problems. And what celebrities have problems with may not be known to you. But the one badge key that I always bring up and I always thank him for whenever I see him is that we weren't enemies or that we were hanging out together, which was 50 Cent. You all want to know Mr. Curtis Jackson. What really irritates me and grinds my when you guys think I give it? Listen to me. I don't give a shit. This drama is getting out of control, everyone. Let's just say that 50 Cent is being the ultimate provocateur. With Remy and Claressa Shields taunting each other and Papoose getting dragged into the middle of the chaos, his remarks are as dumb as ever. But let's get down here and break it all down because this tale is so bizarre. It started when 50 published a bizarre message on Instagram telling the successful fighter Claressa Shields, who was caught up in all of this drama, to keep everything digital and not to fight Remy. In any case, 50 wasn't kidding when he said Remy might get the blick because, as we all know, he doesn't mince things. He summarized Remy's well-known 2007 event in which she was imprisoned for firing the trigger. But this is the insane part. Let's go on to the real tea that has everyone talking because Remy didn't take this line down. She retaliated and the situation simply spiraled out of control. Everyone, what's going on with Remy's mom, Papoose, and Claressa Shields? I woke up this morning to find some ugly alleged text exchanges between Papoose and his alleged new lover. World boxing champion Claressa Shields uploaded on Instagram by Remo. You are the one who is married. So if you can at least sleep with me over the phone or be with me in person. It shouldn't be a big deal to let me know you made it home safely. However, this is where it gets juicier. I noticed Remy Ma and Claressa Shields arguing on Instagram. And I assume Remy Ma then caught Papoose and Claressa on the phone falling asleep together and other things like that. According to the passage, Claressa appeared irritated. In addition to publishing the statement, Remy wrote her own ideas as a caption for the photo. He won't leave this be, who was allegedly a world champion boxer, who hung up as soon as she heard me. Now that I'm sharing everything, you're not alone, baby girl. Yes, Remy arrived, accusing Claressa of spreading false information to damage her reputation. While Papoose looked like a hero on her Instagram stories, Remy still wrote to this woman. I begged Papoose to stop the story, but he insisted that the best course of action was to keep quiet. I'm tired, and here's the knockout punch. He said he would never date you because you're ugly, but don't worry, I saw everything, and the world will see it. NOS Claressa Shields and that sort of publicity team had been spreading false information about me every day to make me look bad and him look like God's gift for too long. Due to the fact that you're so tough in response, Remy commented that she's not out here juggling, guys. Claressa quickly shot back, saying that a woman with 2 boyfriends is furious with a man who has a girlfriend. So why are you tabbing me if I'm not the only one? Hello, Miss Shields' mem has refused to go, further demeaning Claressa by adding, oh, I'm a 1-boyfriend woman. Just like I was a 1-husband woman, and I'm a good woman at that. And I am the one with the bad legislation. And he will never buy you anything because he believes he is the prize. He is a taker rather than a giver. While Remy and Claressa were busy trading jabs, Papo decided to step in and correct the situation. I'm not even mad. Actually, I'm very happy, and that's why your boyfriend is mad. Remy continued. She added, play with me because I'm not the enemy you want. Oh, and you miss mentioning feeling foolish? But you also look foolish now, according to his viewpoint. Remy is just upset that he has finally moved on and that he has repeatedly asked for a divorce. However, Pan Mint's remarks about his frustrations with the back and forth, in which he accused Remy of deceiving, really caught attention. He proposed that the reason she is upset is because he is leaving, and this is where things get even more complicated. Sinister Remy persisted in asserting that she had audio proof to back up her assertions that just when we thought things couldn't get much worse, Papoose stepped in and totally twisted the tale, claiming that Remy was the one who had been trying to divorce her for months, and that he was the one who had cheated on her. He had threatened to call the police on her and even accused her of physical assault. After reading that, Remy was interacting with a battle rapper dubbed Easy to Block Captain at one of the events because she had this. Pap attacked her on social media. Pap didn't hold back when he called Remy out as a narcissist and declared that he was done being silent. His caption read, "While I was at home with my daughter last Christmas and Battle Rap League. Chrome 23, and she hosts these rap battles. And at one of the rap battles, she allegedly got hugged up with battle rapper Easy Block. The captain, Remy was here for Christmas. And now that I've moved on, she's upset and lying." However, Pap wasn't done saying that Remy urged him to lie about knocking out Isley. It seems that Pap did so easily, and Remy wanted to conceal it. She also continued to beg me to lie about the knockout in the messages I'm still receiving. But it doesn't matter because he didn't return the favor because Don is very fond of Papoose. Seemed to be the biggest betrayal, keeping in mind that this man held Remy down during some of her worst years. P was a real support system for her while she was incarcerated, caring for her son, visiting her regularly, and teaching everyone what it meant to be ride or die. Now that we know Remy and Papoose as black love couples, we've been on that for years. People looked up to them as a power couple and the epitome of black love at one point, especially after Remy left. They seemed to pick up where they left off. And people admire Papoose for being faithful for 6 long years and for helping Remy get her life back on track. Everything, including her son, the house, and everything, was cool when she returned home. However, things got a little rocky last year. I had a light bulb moment when I realized that he was the one, but I also noticed that he was different from other guys. Nevertheless, this Pap's revelation that the woman he had been seeing for years had allegedly spent Christmas cuddling up with the block captain must have been heartbreaking. And to make things worse, now that Pap has allegedly moved on with the younger woman, Remy is out here feeling bitter and talks about making things worse for Papoose, as if everything that he produced with Remy came crashing. It's reasonable to say that no one expected their romance to end after they went from being the perfect couple for devotion and steadfastness to sharing so much turbulent drama online. So I brought one of them here tonight for their birthday. Claressa Shields now enters the room saying, "Don't trust your brother. Don't even trust your mom." In a series of scathing remarks, she dares Remy to a genuine fight rather than just replying with words. Claressa wasn't just talking trash when she told Remy to come for a real battle. She also used the entire feud to advertise her Christmas Day movie and her impending fight in Flint, Michigan. On February 2nd, 2025, come get a whooping crash out against Claressa Shields against Eel. Claressa added. February 2nd, genuine Remy, on the other hand, didn't back down and continued to go back and forth with the boxing champion, while Papoose sat back and responded to the chaos with a cool but shady vibe. Fans couldn't help but notice how calm Pap seemed in the middle of all this chaos, as if he already knew how it would play out. Now let's face it, this is the kind of promotion that only Claressa Shields could pull off. Let's get to the point where some people think that Pap is enjoying the attention since he knows that the internet is firmly on his side after his charges. And he is letting all of this happen in order to finally close the chapter with Ray. In case you were not aware, Remy's life took a drastic turn in 2007. After she and her old buddy Mac, the Barnes Joseph, had a falling out. Remy has a history of setting off triggers, which is why 50 Cent is sneering at the entire feud and referring to it as a Manhattan Strip nightclub. The altercation took place outside of a courtroom, after the conflict apparently started over $3,000 that Remy believed had been taken from her purse. Makita was shot in the torso. The prosecution didn't believe Remy when she said it was an accident, and she was convicted in 2008 of unlawfully possessing a weapon, and she was given an 8-year prison sentence by the judge for trying to coerce someone. In an interview on The Wendy, Rye has repeatedly insisted that she is innocent despite the conviction. What really happened? What really put you there? What really happened was an accident that happened when I was out, she said. But I can't really talk about it in detail. But I can pretty much say I was out with people like that who are not my friends. In an interview on The Wendy Williams Show, Williams readdressed the issue, saying, "I didn't shoot anyone. Do you guys really think every time the judge and jury got it right? Every single time? They didn't." Fast forward to 2014. And despite Remy spending 6 years in prison at the Bedford Hills Correctional Facility for Women in New York, she didn't miss a beat. Instead, she went back to the game and reclaimed her position as a boss in the hip-hop industry. Has always been open about the impact of prison on her life. She told the Fader that during her last 15 years as a rapper, she spent most of that time behind bars rather than in the free world. And those experiences continue to impact her, saying she will never forget the people she left behind and the experiences she had. It was Cortin, you going with him now, she said, referring to the shooting incident that took place in 2007. In addition to what happened in 2019, Remy's fury has caused her to get into trouble several times. In New York City, Remy was taken into custody. An altercation broke out in the green room at Irving Plaza after love and hip-hop artist Brittany Taylor allegedly claimed Remy during a benefit performance, according to reports. Brittany ended up hurting her right eye, and now Remy Ma is out of jail on bail. She is actually saying, and I'm going to tell you the entire narrative. She allegedly struck Brittany Taylor during the concert that went down for Pretty Lou, which is why she was in detention. It was reported that Brittany was preparing to file a civil lawsuit against Remy. But Remy couldn't ignore this one and turned herself in to the police who charged her. Brittany didn't take this lightly either. She went straight to the police, got herself hospitalized, and even asked them to keep all the surveillance footage from that night. Remy claimed she was innocent despite the misdemeanor. But the whole thing added another mark to her already explosive past. Claressa Shields may want to think twice before engaging in any more in-person or online jabs, because it's clear from her history that Remy doesn't back down from a fight. However, even though Claressa may be ready to fight, Remy always has a point to prove herself. So when 50C offered his opinions on the Remy and Claressa feud, he wasn't merely being petty. He was drawing connections because he knew about Remy's past. And let's face it, it's reasonable to assume that she could. He even joked about her history with the 2007 ENT. If things get out of control, some supporters are defending 50 after his comment offended him, saying that it's just 50 being 50. This story is far from over. So please hit the subscribe button and leave a like, because we're bringing you more drama straight from the streets. However, even though some people think he went too far by bringing up old grievances, you can't deny that Remy's past lends a darker undertone to the situation, with 50 Cent keeping things interesting and Claressa Shields still calling out Remy Ma and Papoose for spilling all the tea. Don't forget to check out the next video on the final screen if you thought this was crazy. You won't want to miss it, since we'll be here to explain everything to you. Papoose brings in 2 more receipts. Answer to the challenge to battle.